A number of months ago, I was speaking to a really talented sales professional working in large global key accounts at a tech company. And he made a really great point by asking a powerful question. And here's what he said. And keep in mind, he works for a company that's deep into developing and providing AI solutions. But here's what he said or asked. He said, Brent, if the promise of AI is really to offload low value activities, all the process stuff, all the repetitive, less interesting, low value add activities from human sellers, such that it frees up human time for the high value activities, which all make sense. And we all say, here's an interesting question. What exactly are those high value activities? We're all so focused on taking things off of sellers' plates. We haven't spent nearly as much time or given enough focus to what's left, if anything. Are there indeed high value activities? And one way to think about this, I think a powerful way to think about this is, well, who defines what high value is in the first place? I mean, from a seller's perspective, I suppose a high value activity would be close more deals and go to Cancun, right? But what if the better way to think about it is that, who really defines high value activities is in fact the customer. If a customer is engaging with a sales professional, what would they find valuable? And that's really why the research we've done in the Framemaking Sale, I think, is not only so powerful, but equally why it's so relevant today in the world of AI. Because essentially what we've done is been able to identify and answer what customers really are looking for is confidence. And it's not confidence in the supplier or confidence in your product, your value, your brand, or even confidence in you as a person, as my trusted advisor, right? It's what customers are looking for is confidence in themselves, in their own ability to navigate this decision, to ask the right questions, to, whether or not they've done enough research, whether or not they've aligned with each other. And to that degree, the single highest value activity that we can provide as human sellers to our customers is to engage them in such a manner that as a result of that engagement, they feel more confident in themselves and their ability to make a bigger, better, broader decision on behalf of their organization. And so as we think about what that would look like, that's really what frame making is all about. If you were to ask the question, well, what does that look like? How do I do that? That's what frame making is all about. And I think, just almost by luck, I suppose, we've landed on an answer of, I think, a very practical and powerful answer to the question no one's asking, but probably everyone should be, which is if we are going to free up human time, human seller time for higher value activities, what exactly are those activities? What do they look like? What do they sound like? How do I execute them? How do I get better at them? And how do I deliver them or engage customers in such a way that that value is actually perceived by the customer? And so as you think about AI, I think, if we think about sort of what humans still can do, what's left for us as human beings, it is this ability to engage customers in such a way that we're helping customers feel more confident in themselves. And by doing that, not only do you differentiate yourself from AI, but you simultaneously differentiate yourself from all of those other sellers out there who are still selling in a traditional way. And most importantly, you're delivering to customers what they value most, which is a self-perception that is far more positive, far more confident than prior to that engagement. And from that perspective, it is not only a win for your customer, it is a win for you as a seller, because that's ultimately the number one driver of increasing the likelihood of customers buying a high quality, low regret purchase. It is a place where everyone wins. AI gets to win. They got the low value activities. Human beings get to win because they engage in higher value activities, and sellers and customers win because they engage in a way that improves the likelihood and the quality of commerce, of buying.